Hi, welcome to the intro video. In this video, I'm going to take you through the process, the primary process of NLT tapping. Why are we tapping? So tapping is based on the ancient healing arts of using the meridians, and this is used in acupuncture or shiatsu or reflexology. Thousands of years ago, the Chinese discovered that we have an energetic system throughout our body. We have a vein system, veins and arteries, of course, that's transporting blood around the body. Meridians transport energy. The Chinese refer to that as qi. In Ayurvedic medicine from India, they talk about prana. For our purposes, we're talking about emotional energy. I'll give you an example. You have a big important meeting or an interview or a presentation tomorrow, and you're thinking about it now, and you're really anxious and worried, and you can feel knots in your stomach or butterflies, or your heart is beating, your hands are sweating, your head is pulsing. These are physical reactions in the body. What's happening? You're having a non-physical thought, but you're having a physical reaction that you can feel. So this is where meridians come in. Meridians transport, or they translate or connect thoughts with physical sensations and feelings. When energy gets blocked, it gets stuck, and we get stuck. We can get stuck in emotional blockages, such as being stuck in anxiety, worry, fear, panic, self-criticism, anger, frustration, impatience, confusion, boredom, guilt, cravings. All of these are examples of where the emotional energy in us is just cycling and getting stuck. And when it gets stuck, we get stuck. In acupuncture, they stimulate these points with needles, and you have meridians all over the body, and as you stimulate these points, they're like gates. They start to open and the energy starts to flow. We're going to do the same thing, but instead of using needles, we're going to be tapping with fingertips. Okay, let me show you the main tapping point. In terms of which hand to tap with, does it matter? No, it doesn't. You can tap with your left or your right. You can tap with your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand. You can tap with one hand, you can tap with both hands. You can do it like this, or you could do it like this, or like this. It really doesn't matter. It's a very, very flexible system. Let me show you the places to tap. So the first point, I tend to use my dominant hand and these two fingers, index and middle finger. The first point is just between the eyebrows. Just lightly tapping. We're not doing heavy taps, just lightly tapping between the eyebrows. The next point, if you follow the curve of the eye around, just on the side, you've got a bone just to the side of your eye, near the temple. I tend to use those two fingers, and I'm tapping a little bit on the bone, a little bit on the temple itself. So again, on this side, it would just look like that. I tend to avoid reaching across the face because it just gets in the way. So rather than reaching across, tap on the same side as the hand you're using. The next point is just underneath the eye. If you feel there, you've got a cheekbone very close to the base of the eye. And if you lightly push your finger in there, there's a little dimple in that bone. That's where the meridian is. Just a little, I don't know if it's a hole, but a little, let's call it a dimple. Little dimple in that bone. We're going to tap just underneath there, very lightly. The next point is the top of your lip. Again, if you push in just above the teeth, below the nose, just there. The next point is the middle of the chin, right in there, right in the middle. Not so much on the end of the chin, more in the middle, just here. Okay, next, if you take two hands and you feel your collarbones, there are your collarbones. Just below there, about an inch or two, about 5 centimeters below, you've got a softer area. You're going to hear this next to the mic nice and clearly. Again, you could do it with one hand, you could do it with both hands. Follow the line down the center of your chest. You have this central channel that actually runs all the way down through the center of your body. So just here, tapping in the middle, maybe that's just where the ribs are. So you're not coming down to the stomach, it's more just tapping on the base of the ribs. Maybe they're around the solar plexus. Okay, so now we're going to reach across and tapping under the arm. So just under the arm, about one hand down on the rib cage there. And even if you're tapping with the left hand, I like to use the right hand for this point, because here, of course, you've got your heart on this side. So we're tapping closer to the heart. The heart is an organ that carries a lot of emotional pain. We talk about heartache. We talk about, feeling that, oh, it got me right here. I feel a heaviness or a sadness. So the heart carries a lot of heavy emotions for us. So tapping near the heart can be very helpful. Okay. Then we're going to tap on the top of the head, just the crown of the head, using your fingertips, all 5 fingers. Just lightly tapping on the top of the head. And then also we might use what's called the karate chop point. So we've got this hand there, that section of your side of your hand, as if you were going to chop wood, you would use that section there. You can tap there, you can tap with the base of the flat part of the fingers. You can tap with the tip. You could tap with the tip of the fingers as well. Some people even do this. It's so flexible. Does it matter if you miss one of the points and you go from here straight to here and you forget that point? It's fine, it still works. Am I going to go through the complete cycle every time? Probably not. Why? Because you just don't need to. Does it matter if I go in the reverse order? No. Really, it's so flexible. So tapping is the most important thing. Just keep tapping, especially when emotions are coming up for you. Just to reiterate, when emotion comes up, we feel an emotional reaction, a physical reaction in the body. The tapping is stimulating the meridian points around the body, and the gates start to open, and you'll feel the emotional intensity immediately starting to dissipate. You'll notice mental noise starting to quiet. Your mind will become quieter. Your heart will become calmer. Your heartbeat will drop. Physical tension, heaviness will start to let go. It's such an amazing technique.